we reported earlier, our latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows Hillary Clinton with a slight lead over Donald Trump, and she's now 6 points ahead in Ohio. But the candidates are tied in Iowa. Another key battleground is Pennsylvania. Republican strategist and CBS News contributor Frank Luntz led a focus group Saturday in a Philadelphia suburb. Many of the 24 voters once supported Trump, but not right now. Frank began by asking why.
How many of you in this room are supporting Donald Trump right now? Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many of you at some point in the campaign at least lean towards Donald Trump? Raise your hands. Almost all of you. So what happened?
I really want to like him. I truly do, because like I said, he was my first choice. But just along the way, he is, I guess I can say he's lost me. I'm not saying there's no chance of turning, but he's become outrageous. I mean, we all have thoughts, but I think he speaks without thinking.
Did he have you at one point?
He did have me, and we've always been Democrats, like the family, my parents, myself, my husband. And it just seemed like he was, even though he was Republican, he was saying the things that everybody was afraid to say. He didn't have to be politically correct. He didn't need anybody's money. He financed everything himself. But lately, the last few months, it just seems everything that it's like he's insane.
Insane.
Yes. There's an insanity to the things that he's saying.
I don't think he's insane. I think he's just acting like a 12-year-old.
Yes.
That too.
And when he initially began to run, he gave voice to a lot of the frustrations that I was feeling about how government is working, or more to the point, not working. But since then, he's been running as a 12-year-old and changes his positions every news cycle. So you don't even know where he stands on the issues.
What does he have to do?
He's got to stop worrying about sound bites. I think that's what he got a lot of attention at the beginning because he outspoke everybody, said what we were thinking. But now he's just focusing on, hey, let me shock you and I'll say this and that will upset you and I'll get more news time.
I want him to be more consistent and not walk back positions all the time and not try to be all things to all people. Have some principles that you adhere to and articulate that by tying that to your policies and your proposals.
A word or phrase to describe Donald Trump.
Erratic.
Donald Trump's become a laughingstock.
Everywhere.
Erratic.
Childish narcissist.
Egotistical.
Authentic.
2 steps forward, 1 step backlash.
Impulsive, unplanned.
Inconsistent.
Unfocused.
Rude, reckless, and arrogant.
Disrespectful.
This is a horrible description of a presidential candidate. This is a horrible description of any human being. And yet 18 of you would still consider voting for him. How can you have such a negative impression of him and still consider casting your ballot for him? Please explain it.
Because the other candidate is unfavorable in my estimation, and I don't have another choice, and I don't want to give up my vote, because I think that it would be worse not to vote.
There seems to be 2 Donald Trumps. One that you like very much, that speaks boldly and clearly about the issues and the challenges facing America. And a second Donald Trump that is personal and negative and vicious. Do you see 2 Donald Trumps? Am I accurate in my conclusion here? Yes or no?
Yes, very.
So which is the real Donald Trump?
It's the $64 million
Obviously, we
question.
need to see
We don't know
the real
yet.
Donald Trump.
Who feels that we really don't know who the real Donald Trump is at
I
this
do.
point? So the election is really still up for grabs.
If he can get himself under control, he's in a good position, but he just hasn't shown to be able to do that consistently.
Do you guys agree with that? Yes. If he gets himself under control, will he be in a good position?
Yes. Yeah.
If he gets himself under control, to use Bill's words, will he be elected president?
Yes.
Who thinks he will be? Raise your hands. Pretty amazing.
Frank Luntz is here. Frank, good morning.
Good morning.
Fascinating to hear from so many of them who supported or want to support Trump. You mentioned that issue of control. Do you think these changes in the campaign team could alleviate some of those concerns?
They could if he follows through on it. They loved his apology. They love it when he speaks about a bigger, bolder America, fixing what's broken, taking on the lobbyists, the lawyers, the special interests. But they hate it when he is laser-like in his criticisms of specific people or specific things. They find him mean. They find him insulting. And this election isn't rigged. The polls aren't rigged. Trump has dropped since his convention because of what he has said and how he's behaved. And he can, by the way, I want to be clear.
Yeah.
This election, he can still win it. I know that the polls show him down 6, 7 points. Those people in Philadelphia tell me that it is absolutely winnable. It is up to what Donald Trump says. And he cannot blame his advisors, and he cannot blame the pollsters or the media.
Frank, what did he do most to push these people away?
It was those insults, and it was particularly the rejection of the Gold Star family. Right. They found that offensive. We played the video of what he had to say afterwards, that he has sacrificed, and they all said, no, you have not. And then he challenged the fact that Mrs. Khan didn't speak, and they thought that was insulting. And you don't attack a military family, no matter what religion they are. And Donald Trump did not understand that. And that is what made them angry. However, his apology that he issued a few days ago has begun to cause them to reconsider. And that's why I say that it is all up to him in what he says and does.
All right. We're seeing the beginning of what may be a change. All right, Frank Luntz, thanks so much.
Thank you.